This faceless Instagram page takes less than an hour a day to run, makes over $24,000 a month, and today we're gonna steal it. This is done through Instagram Reels, and unlike most people who are just doom scrolling, I myself have been able to use this app to make hundreds of thousands of dollars this year alone with just one page. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how easy it is to make money on Instagram, and I picked this page in particular because it's so simple to replicate. All you're really doing with Instagram automation is finding a competitor, copying proven viral content, and then finding or affiliating for a product that pays you massive commissions. All right, so I was scrolling on Instagram and this page popped up right here. Now, this one stood out to me because usually when I look at Instagram pages and competitors, I check out how many views they're getting on average per reel. And so what I like to do is I like to look at Instagram pages that are growing significantly quickly, and this one caught my eye. And now we're gonna check how fast they're actually growing in a second, but what you do have to understand is what niche and total addressable market they're operating in. So this page is called Accurate Thought, and their bio simply says it, unlock your desired reality. So they're in the manifestation and law of attraction space. Now, I really like this because to compare and contrast, I don't necessarily like pages in the motivation niche because it's such a massive broad market and you can't really connect a product directly to a motivational page. Whereas this one is sort of like a sub niche of motivation where they're specifically talking about manifestation. And as you're going to see in a second here, they can sell a product directly to the audience that is interested in learning how to manifest. So just a brief moment here, let's take a look at their content. So as I said, I look for pages that are getting a good amount of views on Reels. And to me, a good amount of views means that a good amount of their Reels that they posted in the last 30 days have a significant amount more views than the amount of followers that they have on their page, right? So if they have 100,000 followers, I'm really looking for videos that surpass 100,000 views, right? So these ones at the top, they were posted recently. They're all under 100K. This one's at 1 million. This one's at 200K. This one's at 150K. This one's at 200K. This one's at 100K. Now their content is innovative enough that Instagram is pushing it out to new audiences and they're generating a massive audience very quickly. Now we can take this a step further and actually look at a tool called Social Blade and see how many followers they're getting every single day. So they're averaging about 1,700 followers every single day, 52,000 followers in the last 30 days. So they actually doubled their following in the last 30 days, which is absolutely insane. Now, if you look at their content, let's just click on one of these. They're just taking notable figures in the manifestation space like Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, and they are clipping it up in these fun, engaging ways, as you can see right here. So this is John Canary, right? And so what you can do is after this video, you can jump on this page and actually look at their format of their content because they found a winning format. So this is great for us to know because you see a lot of pages on Instagram that have 1 million followers, but they're not growing as fast. And that's because they failed to innovate. So what we have to do is look at what our competitors are doing, see how they're innovating, see if their content is being pushed out, and then we're going to be able to go ahead and sort of mimic that style and also innovate on top of that existing style. Now, we know that there's massive growth on this page. The question really is, are they making money? So one thing to know is I really like this page because it's in a subcategory of, motivation or making money online. And the reason why I like that is because if you build an audience through content that has the intent of something very specific, then you are going to see a lot more sales coming in. And so it only makes sense that this page is going to sell something in the manifestation space. So let's check it out. What are they selling? Click on their link in bio right here. Okay, they are selling a book about manifestation, right? So they have 3 main books: Thought Frequency, Master Key, and Quantum Shift. Now, what I realize here is that this is actually a Shopify store. And so I know a tool that we can look at right now to see exactly how much they're making, or kind of on average, because nothing's ever 100% accurate. So if I go to Shop Hunter right here, I put in the store URL, and as you can see, they're making $24,000 every single month. And you can see exactly what is selling the most. So Thought Frequency is their best seller, then the Master Key, then the Act series, and then the Quantum Shift. So this right here is enough for me to actually go off of to decide if I want to enter this market. Because at the end of the day, the path of least resistance for Instagram automation is find a competitor that's making money and see if there's opportunity to innovate. And as you saw, their content isn't that complex. So there's definitely opportunity to innovate in this market. Now, the question really is, once you create a page like this, once you create content and once you start blowing up, what are you going to sell? Well, there's a bunch of different things you're going to sell. And honestly, I don't really want you to focus on that. And the reason why is because as long as you build an audience with the right intent, there are a ton of products you can sell to them. I really want to focus on the content aspect of the page. But before I go and talk about that, I actually want to show you some websites where you can find products to affiliate for or other options. So first things first, you can go on Copecart and be an affiliate for a bunch of products. You can type in gratitude, you can type in manifestation, you could type in law of attraction. There's gonna be products that pop up there. If there are no products that you're interested in selling or seem low quality, you can use ClickBank or you can use Digistore 24. Now, if you wanna take this a step further, you can do something called PLR, which is private resale rights, where you buy the rights of things like an ebook and then put it on your own store. And this store can either be a Stan store or it could be a Shopify store. Now, the back end of all this is actually extremely simple. I don't want you to focus on that at all, because at the end of the day, if you don't get any traffic, you're not going to make any money. So you really have to focus on building an audience in the right total addressable market, also known as niche. So this niche is already validated by this competitor, and there are a ton of other competitors out there that you can go ahead and research yourself, just like I did. Now, in order to break into this market, you have to focus on content, which is what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so let's check out the reels here. So number one important thing when growing an Instagram account is you want to fully focus on reels. Everything else helps nurture your audience and doesn't really get pushed out on the platform. So we're talking stories, feed posts, and DMs. Now, I want to break down one of their pieces of content. Let's break down their million viewed video right here.
You know, the only difference in steam and ice is the state of vibration of the water or the H2O. Do you know the only difference in where you are versus where you want to go is your state of vibration? Do you know that everything to get you there is already here? And it always has been. You know, when you take an idea and you impregnate it over and over again, you impregnate that idea into one cell. When you impregnate that idea into the cell, that cell is dividing 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8. And the process goes on at the rate of 50,000 cells per second. And the more and more you act on it, even though you don't feel good about it, but you work with the idea, you start to develop this change in vibration. But what is really happening is you're impregnating the cells with the characteristic or the idea. What we need to do is we need to constantly think about where we're going, what we want to do, and we start to increase our level of thinking by vibration, and we begin to attract thoughts of a like nature that'll move us in that direction.
Damn, this is an A-class salesperson. John Canary, shout out to the GOAT. Yeah, so a couple things that you noticed there. Number one, this page is doing a form of traffic arbitrage where they're taking someone's likeness, they're taking notable figures in the space, and they're actually taking clips of them in interviews, in seminars, and clipping them up like this. Now, pay attention to how much detail is actually in this video. Everything from the music to the captions, it's perfect. And you can really see why this video went viral. It really invokes emotion out of you because not only does it teach you, but actually John Canary does a great job explaining this concept as well. Now, at the end of the video, as you see, there is a call to action about their thought frequency book, which is available on their website. Now, this is important to make that money. So if we were to recreate a video like this, the first thing that we would have to do is go on YouTube and find really strong clips from notable figures about manifestation. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're just gonna type in John Canary manifestation best moments. So boom, right here, we have some videos. What I like to do is find some of the best videos of him, and you can tell which one the best ones are based on the amount of views that they have, right? So as you can see, there are a lot of people posting shorts, right? But we don't necessarily want to take these shorts because they already have editing on them. We have to take the raw clips.
Now, as soon as you got to start, make sure you keep one foot the clutch, the other one. Now, they said, now just when you're standing like this. Now, what actually happened is you had all the knowledge to drive the car. But you know what's interesting? You were not yet in harmony with your idea. But you start.
Right, so I clicked on this. This one doesn't have too many views, 2.6K, but there could be some good clips in here. So all you have to do is watch this through and see if there's a solid clip of him talking about manifestation. Now, you don't have to stop there. There are a ton of other people, notable figures talking about manifestation. People like Bob Proctor, people like Joe Dispenza, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, all you have to do is find these videos from these people, cut them up into bite-sized pieces of information and videos like 30, 60 seconds long, and then add the music, add the captions, add everything to make it exactly the way your competitor is doing it. Now, if you're a beginner, what I suggest is essentially mimic this as best as you can, but over time, you're going to understand editing and the components of virality, and you're going to be able to innovate on top of this idea. All right, so now time for the editing portion of this video. I'm going to dive deeper, find a clip that I really like and resonate, and then I'm going to send it over to my editor with instructions. So here's what the instructions would look like if you were to hire an editor to do it for you. But if you're a beginner, I strongly suggest you do it yourself, just so you start understanding what the components are for a viral video. By no means do you need an editor. I didn't start with an editor. I had to learn it the hard way, but I think learning it is one of the most important skills, because if you learn it now, then you're gonna be able to understand the components. I always say that you can't really hire for something that you don't know, but if you did wanna hire for one, you can go on Upwork, put out a job listing, something that looks like this, and hire one for about $5 to $10 a video. Now, the pricing depends on the complexity, but for a video like this, I would say about $5 to $10 is pretty fair. And then what you're gonna wanna do is send the editor an SOP, something that looks like this. And then after, you're gonna want to send them the raw clips that you found of the speakers. So I don't suggest you get them to find the raw clips, because at the end of the day, you know your target audience, and that's really the best way to do it, because at the end of the day, you have to be the decision maker for the page. All right, so I scrolled a little bit. I found a clip that I like. I'm gonna send it over to my editor, and in a couple hours, he's gonna bring it back to me. So my editor got it done a little bit faster than expected. I did have to go through a couple revisions just because there were some small tweaks I needed to make, but let's watch the video together.
Ask yourself, can I be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past? What do I want in my life? And take the time to answer the question. As you begin to contemplate and think about the answer to the question, you're changing your brain. When you make your brain fire in new sequences and new patterns and new combinations, that's the beginning steps of changing your mind. Rehearse in your mind who you're going to be when you open your eyes. The things you have to do, the choices you have to make, the steps you have to take, and review them over and over again.
And again, if you want to learn how to edit, there's a free training right below this video. All right, so literally in a couple minutes, we were able to validate a market, validate an Instagram page, see exactly how much they were making, see exactly how much they were growing, and pretty much copy their exact system. It is absolutely insane how much data and how much information is out there for you. And one thing that I recommend all of you think about next time you watch a video about making money online or anything like that is don't listen to the gurus that say you have to find a winning product. I attribute a lot of my success to finding competitors that are making money, that are growing significantly, and jumping into that so-called saturated market. And the reason why I like to do that is because at the end of the day, if you can market better than your competitor, then you're gonna be way ahead of them. You can have the best product in the world, not sell any of it, and then you could also have the worst product in the world and make millions of dollars off of it. And that's because you have to understand how to actually distribute that product, how to build community. And that's how you build a sustainable business in 2025. I hope that kind of opened your eyes and gave you a light bulb moment, because at the end of the day, I use nothing here that you don't have access to. And if I'm gonna leave you off with one thing, I would say do the grunt work, do the editing. I know it's gonna suck, but it's one of the best skills that you can learn, because content is the key. And it's something that I'm going all in on for the next 10 years, because I understand how important distribution and marketing is for any business. And that's not going to change. Look how many businesses out there are now leveraging content. Look at all the creators and the influencers that you see becoming literal billionaires because of their personal brand and leveraging content. Content is one of the most highest leverage skills that you can learn, so learn it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.